Greetings, this is the Ancient One, June 5th. I'm here with my good friend Brad Patterson and his friend Mickey, and they just finished up a charity event up at Collins Hill. And they stopped by, and I'm so blessed to have them here. And I taken this opportunity because Brad's a very good videographer, and I'm not so good. But I'm relating to Brad because he teaches golf also. So what we're doing is trying to find out what is the most consistent way to play golf and not have those errant shots, fat shots, skinny shots, right, left, army golf. So what we want is the same old boring shots right down the middle. And I'm not kidding anybody, I'm 87. Brad is impossibly long. I mean, he's amazing. You know that, Mickey. You hit a pitching wedge, full pitching wedge. How far do you hit it, Brad?
100 yards. A lob wedge, 100 yards.
Yeah, how about a pitching wedge?
130.
Man, I used to be 125 with a pitching wedge. Now, if I'm 90, I can consistently hit it. So if I need a longer shot, I just take a shorter.
He just called me.
So it doesn't matter what you use.
As long as you get there.
Yeah, you gotta use the right club. So I have this club here. This is about 3 feet long. Now this is the extension of this arm. So what we want to do is swing around in this manner. And I could bunt it out there like that. And it wouldn't go very far. So what we have to do is create a lever. But I'm talking the short game. The short game requires stability. That's the buzzword. The longer game, and then the short game, is putting and chipping. Chipping is just like putting, but it's with a lofty club. We want it rolling on the green as soon as possible. Now, pitching is a stopping shot. So we use a very lofty club. Brad's 100 yards of lob. I may get 60, but it comes out and stops. But what causes it to go crooked? So when we want this, it's called connectivity. We want this to match up with I have this sticking out my navel. That's my center. Or you can think of the sternum. This is the sternum drill. I want this going with my body. So just like baseball, we throw. We're creating a leverage. We were talking earlier, the mound is 10 inches tall. You're actually hitting down, falling towards the target. Instead of, I see a lot of this, falling away from the target, and that's the inclination because you're losing club head speed, you're losing muscle tone, and you're losing flexibility. As we talked, you guys are both around 70, I'm 87. After age 40, you lose 1% of your muscle mass per year. So do the math, 87, 40, I've lost 47%. I used to have guns. Now these little pipe stems. But then I think of LPGA girls. I could still wrist them to the table, I think. I don't know, I better not test them. But they're hitting at 260.
Yes.
Shooting 4 or 5 under par, and they're 5 foot nothing, a buck, 20, 130, 140, probably about more than 150, and we're big guys, pushing 200. So we don't. It's not about muscle. And I asked, what comes first, form or function? And I'll let you. You have 50% chance of getting that right, Mickey. So what? It comes first, form or function?
Formal?
Form or function.
What comes first?
Yeah.
Form.
Now, you're absolutely right. To have a correct function, you have to have the right form. So this, you can accomplish something, but if I have a nice flowing move with timing, tempo, rhythm.
I would think form ties in with setup.
Well, you're absolutely right. So our body's a machine. This is a tool. It's well suited for its purpose. I don't know what this is, 6 iron. I just swing it inside. So what I want to do is set this up in a very prescribed manner.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to have a very prescribed routine. It's called algorithm.
Mm-hmm.
And Brad knows that. He's a computer nerd. Me, not so much. But algorithm is just it's a pattern. It's what we do. If we shave in the morning, you probably do. Brad's got a beard. But you start, you have a routine. Same thing. You sit in the same chair at your house every day. Your car, you get in, adjust the mirrors. You go the same old. And we have that. We have two areas of our brain. There's the left side, right side. Left side is the analytical side. And we need that in urine stocks and a lot of work. We need to be analytical. But the best, we want to be in the right brain. That's how you ride a bicycle. You don't think, see, I got to go. You drove your truck in or your car. I got to slow down, 17 mile an hour. Oh, I've got a 37-degree turn. Oh, damn, I hit that. No, you're just in your right brain, automatic. And that makes it easy. Between easy and hard, Mickey, which do you like best?
Between what now?
Easy and hard.
I like easy.
Hey, 100% of everybody seems to. So I like easy.
I like easy.
Yeah, we're on Easy Street now. We're retired. I'm still working, but this is so easy. It's called the easiest swing in golf.
Yeah.
So we don't want hard. So if I put this over my shoulder like a Continental Soldier, and I want to bust up rock, you'll get too close. I'm coming down like this, bam. But we're not hitting that way. We have to go that way. So that's hard. Now baseball, it's right about midsection.
Mm-hmm.
So I can turn like a merry-go-round, carousel. But this is down here. Now, that's not natural to advance something that way. But we can do it with correct use of our body. Now I'm compromised, got an artificial hip, I got a reconstructed right knee, got scoliosis in the back, I've got L4 and L5 herniated disc. The list goes on and on, arthritis. So, but am I going to let that stop me? I'm having fun, enjoying golf. It's we're outside, it's great therapy. We talked about that earlier. Brad has a heart for working with adaptive golf. I do too. Wounded Warriors is a special mission. But I want everybody to enjoy the game with the simplest, easiest swing in golf. So I get back, I get my line of sight. Jack Nicklaus, I learned, has 4 intermittent targets. In bowling, you have arrows in the lane, so I don't know, the pins are maybe 60 feet away. You know I've taught professional bowlers. They have different balls for different lanes. It's amazing. But so you get this out here 2.5, 3 feet. You might find a little piece of lint, piece of grass or broken tee. So you just draw your line. And I'm setting up like a railroad track. This would be target line. This would be body line. So I found through the years, I just take my arm out here. This is parallel to the target. Now, if I'm pointing that way, I can feel that's going to be open. That's not going to be good. If I'm pointing that way, it's no good. So all I have to do is line my body up, number one. Then I step in. Now, our body, our balance point, balance is a human survival instinct. So Eric Kaplan, his father had Parkinson, he's a biomechanic, and I learned some good things from him. And I like to give props to who we learned from, in this famous motivation speaker, he said that, the name escapes me, he said there's nothing from scratch. In other words, we're building on knowledge that's preceded it. And I'm the same way. I'm on YouTube 24/7 just about it. So I'm trying to bring it into my knowledge base, consolidate it. So I learned with my mentors in Australia, Jerry Hogan, no relation to Ben, John Hensley, Channel Lock, Brian Sparks, who died tragically with cancer. He was 72 in Great Britain. And all over, I want to copy efficient, good. There's a lot of good knowledge, but I'm trying to condense it so a 7-year-old can learn this stupid game. So when I think of a sledgehammer like this, no, I have to go that way. So I got to, what I'm doing, we learn things in threes. So recite your phone number, Mickey. What's your phone number?
My phone number?
Yeah.
770-866-0020.
3 clumps. And your social security, if you're in the army,
Everything in threes, yeah.
Yeah, it's the easiest way, and I like threes.
Yeah.
And so threes, this is like a 3-part harmony. But it's what I'm doing. It's 3 things here. I'm getting my bass very, very, very stable. Now, the balance here, we're all built different. I call this the bunion toe. If you hold that up, that should match the outside of your hip. Same over here. And we want these splayed out a little bit like a duck. So you don't have to, that it comes automatic. That's in your right brain. But you pay attention to it originally. You don't want to be about this way. So you're trying to hit, you don't want to be too narrow because you're going to fall off. So get your good stance. Find the sight line. And if I get interrupted, I play every Wednesday with the senior group. They haven't seen each other for a week. They're catching up. And I'm in my bubble. And I look up and I said, gentlemen, don't let my swing interrupt your conversation. I'm not mean about it. They get the idea. Now I'm going to go back through my routine. Takes 11 seconds, and that's not absorbent. So I get my sight line, walk in here, very visual. I set my body parallel left. Now, how do we find the bottom of our swing? And I reach this 14-foot ceiling. So I drop my arms. Now I'm the burly type. You guys are skinny. I drop it. I hit my chest. I'm not reaching the ground yet. So how do I reach the ground? Well, I bend from the hip flexor. I'm still not reaching the ground. So my knees are elevators. And Georgia, like most places, is up hill, down hill, side hill. So we got to find. So like Kroger says, how low can you go? So I'm lowering down with my knees. There's my low point. Now here's the kicker. I've got to stay through my shot. Right here, I call it the pillow. If I move an inch, I'm topping the ball.
Yeah.
And that's the inclination. Man and women are upright animals.
Yeah.
So we're swinging through and trying to help it. People said, took my eye off the ball. No. I've videoed 1,000 to swing. Never saw anybody, but I've seen them come out of their shot. So you want to be like skipping a rock. You want to keep down, under, and through, right ear down. So I call it right ear on the pillow. So going on with my setup here, I find my low spot. Now I want to really, for short game, I really want to lock in. So I turn the hip, and Jerry Hogan taught me this 20-some years ago. We paid to bring him in from Australia. So turn your hip, and this is like a lawnmower rope pull. So I set this in, man. Then, because I'm on 2 Coke bottles here. My grandfather was a small dairy farmer back in the old days. He and Grandma would go down and milk the cows. They'd be on a 3-legged stool. Well, barn cat do it. So we're on a 2-legged stool. Now, as I get older, I'll probably want a 3rd-leg cane. Maybe I have to go to a walker. I would not. You do what you got to do. But right now, I want to be stable. I want to be locked in. So that's number 1. I get this turn. Now I'm very steady. I'm not wobbly. And the second thing, the shoulder is a ball and socket. It can do tons of things. Moves all over. I can move this without moving my shoulder. I can stretch it out 5 inches. There's that much mobility. Well, we don't want that loosens. We want, it's called scapular projection. So that muscle in the shoulder blade back there, I get it out as far as I can. Then I hold it out. Now this is not going to go anywhere. This is like a child's swing. Chain of rope from the bar. The bar is my spine, and I think it's a sternum. So I don't want to go this way. I want to turn in place.
Mm-hmm.
So my sternum is right here. If I sway, I'm going there. But if I turn away, I'm still lined up with my sternum. I'm doing that because I've got this called flexion extension. This is in. And now, the other thing that sabotages these wristies, and Mo Norman, when I got certified for natural golf, he said these are twitchy. Well, he is a signal plane, but that's, we want to have, and this makes it so easy, we want to have what's called ulnar deviation. Ulnar is this big bone in the arm. So I'm down cocking. If I had a pistol, I would feel like I'm pointing down between my legs, because see what that does to my wrist? Man, that takes all the play out of it. If I leave it here, and I've worked with some Parkinson guys, all of a sudden there's, so now I set this bow. Now, Dustin Johnson, he plays with this bow.
Yeah, he does.
Well, that's the strongest part of the wrist. If you're throwing a frisbee, you don't want to go like that, flipping. So if I go downward cock and bow that, that's called convex. That'd be concave. So we want to have this convex. Grip down as low as you can. Now, I want to stand this thing up on end, because the most accurate swing is pendulum. Now, I could play with a pendulum, wouldn't go very far. But I don't need to go very far with a short game. So I try to, this has at least a 10-degree tilt. I'd like to build a club. They're not allowed, the USGA rules. But I'd like that. And I'll show you, I'm down cocking it. I've taken this out, I've taken this out, I've taken this out. Now it's like painting a line in the middle of a highway, a white line, back and forth. That can be very accurate. Boom. So, I often hit balls inside. I used to have a sofa. I'd put pillows up there and just chip it and it bounced back to me, leaning against the couch. So then, the difference between, this is a short game, putting and chipping. I can be very accurate. In the full game, you still want to set this, you want to have this shoulder out. I remember Corey Pave in Shinnecock Hills, I think it was 93, Greg Norman is up on 18th green. He's got 410 in, 210 in the whole uphill. There was a big ravine, gorse to the right. He was holding he's waiting for clear. He was one stroke ahead. So he's holding his forward like this, swinging underneath. Well, he knew if he came off it a little bit, gonna fan it into that gorge, and then he'd probably have a double bogey and lose. So Greg, he putted out. He had a par, so he knew he had to just get a par to win. But 210, and Corey, one of the shortest hitters, but very good short game. So he swung through, kept that shoulder. He didn't come around, put it right up there, 10 feet. He missed the putt, but he had a very easy 2-putt and he won the tournament. That's the one and only major that he's won. You know the 5 players that have won all 4 majors? I'll recite them. Gene Sarazen, 1935, he won the second time the Masters was ever played. He won 4 PGA, US Open, and the British. The other 4, Ben Hogan. The next one, of course, Jack Nicklaus. The next one, little Gary Player. And the last one, you probably guessed, he's won majors, all of them twice.
You're talking about,
Tiger Woods.
Tiger, yeah.
Yeah, and
I was gonna say the other guy.
well, he changed everything. Because we used to, and all these guys, they'd lift the heel and then make a nice smooth clap. Now he works out.
Tiger, does he lift his heel?
No.
No, Jack
No.
Nicklaus lifts his heel.
Oh yeah, all these other guys did.
Yeah.
And Palmer did too. Casper, and they lift that hill, man. Because for me to turn, I can go this far, man. So I got a signal from my big toggle. So but anyway, what we want is repetition and mobility for the big guy. Signing out, this is the Ancient One.
Brad.
Thank you.